What is going on, everybody? I just got finished watching Microsoft's X018 event from Mexico City, and to be perfectly honest, this has to be one of the absolute worst gaming events I have ever seen in my entire life. You thought past Microsoft E3 conferences with the Kinect and all those kids, if you thought that stuff was cringeworthy, oh boy, you have not seen anything yet. This was a whole new level of cringe. Now, I'm not going to talk about every single thing that happened at this event because, quite honestly, a lot of stuff they talked about was stuff that we already know, so it really isn't worth repeating. So I'm only going to go over the stuff that was new and the stuff that I feel it's important to talk about. So this was a huge missed opportunity by Microsoft because Sony canceled the PlayStation experience that they usually do in December, so they're not going to have one this year. So Microsoft had the whole stage to themselves here, and a lot of people thought that this was going to be Microsoft's chance to really shine and really impress everyone with what they have in store for the future. And they fucking blew it. They fucking blew it. This event right here, to me, felt like a 2-hour commercial for Xbox Game Pass, because it seems like every other few minutes or so, they would constantly be talking about Game Pass. Oh, this game's coming to Game Pass. This game's coming to Game Pass. Look at all these list of games that's coming to Game Pass. Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass, Game Pass. And there were several actual legitimate commercials for Game Pass. This whole thing felt like one giant ad for Game Pass. Now, to be fair, Xbox Game Pass is a good service. It is a good service for the gamers, and I'm not denying that. Because for the amount of money they charge for it, you get a great value. You get a lot of games to play, and not only old games, they also put newer games on Game Pass, like newer games that just released are coming to Game Pass. So it's a great value for the gamer. However, and this is just my view, and I don't always see a lot of other people talking about this, but this is my view on Game Pass. Game Pass, to me, in the long run, is a detriment to Microsoft. Because when you're putting these newer games on Game Pass, games that come out for retail for $60 or more, depending on if there's collector's editions or whatnot, and then you put them on Game Pass, and then someone can just play them for $10 a month. I think Game Pass is $10 a month. You're essentially saying that those games are not worth $60. Because, depending on the circumstance of the particular consumer, why the hell would you go out and spend $60 for a game when you could just spend $10 a month and get that game and hundreds of other games on Game Pass? I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no freaking brainer. So, essentially, Microsoft is saying that those games are not worth $60, which to me means that Microsoft is not confident in those games. That's like if Sony put The Last of Us 2 and Days Gone and a lot of newer PlayStation exclusives, and they just put them on PlayStation Now day one. Sony's not doing that because Sony is confident in their exclusives. And to me, Microsoft isn't. So, and another thing about Game Pass is that since most people aren't going out and actually spending $60 on those games are bringing in less revenue for the company. And these developers make money based on the sales of the games. If you're playing a specific game on Game Pass, these developers aren't making money off of that. Microsoft is making money off of Game Pass. Now, some of the games, like, say, a Crackdown 3 State of Decay 2, and all the actual Microsoft-developed games, okay, those guys will actually probably receive revenue. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but For other games from third-party developers, they're not going to receive anything from Game Pass. So, in conclusion, in the long run, Game Pass, in my opinion, is going to be detrimental for Microsoft. Not for the gamer. It's going to be great for the gamer, but not good for the company. So that's my view on Game Pass. But yeah, that was the majority of this event, was talking about Game Pass. But they did talk about some other stuff, like fucking Minecraft. Okay, Microsoft, we get it. We freaking get it. You bought Minecraft. You own Minecraft. Minecraft was a huge hit. But you don't have to fucking talk about Minecraft every fucking goddamn time you have an event. It's not that fucking important. At one time, Minecraft was one of the biggest games online. It was. I don't know where it ranks now because I don't follow Minecraft, but I would like to believe it's nowhere near close to, say, games like Fortnite in popularity today. So, Minecraft does not need to be talked about like it's a big freaking deal, because it really isn't that big of a deal anymore, or at least I don't feel it's a big deal anymore. And they were talking about freaking cows and kittens and all this stuff, like what the hell? Why do we need to know this? Does anyone even care about this? I sure as hell didn't see anyone say, hey, we need more Minecraft stuff. No one fucking asked for this. And then, of course, the crowd went wild for that stuff. And that's another thing. That was the craziest thing about this event. I know I'm probably going to get heat for saying this, and I don't mean this to come off the wrong way, and I'm saying this in a joking manner, but what is in the water in Mexico? What is in the water down there? Because these people were just going excited over every little tiny, teeny announcement. Like it's the greatest piece of news in the history of news. And then they freaking chanted for Sea of Thieves. They chanted for Sea of Goddamn Thieves. You know that game that launched with almost zero content? You know that game that they're now finally starting to add content to? Yeah, that game. They fucking chanted for that game. Unbelievable. There's something in the water down there. There has to be. Some people have said that these people were queued up to chant, but I don't buy that, because why would you go to a gaming event and you want to be told what to chant for? Why would you do that? You don't see this stuff happen in any other gaming event. Now, that doesn't mean that Microsoft couldn't try to get people to chant, but I would honestly think if you were legitimately not excited for this stuff, then you just wouldn't chant, no matter what the hell Microsoft tells you to do. You don't have to freaking chant when they tell you to. There's no rule for that. Which tells me that these people were legitimately excited for this shit. Which is insane. Which is freaking insane. And by the way, they're finally adding multiplayer to Sea of Thieves. You know, multiplayer that should have been in from the start, they're finally adding it in. So, great job. Great job. It only took you several fucking months to add in multiplayer. Good job. Good job, Rare. And then, a sad part of this conference is that when they started talking about Kingdom Hearts. Now, it's crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy to me that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be on Xbox. And I'm not saying that because I think it should still be a PlayStation exclusive, because if you look back at all the previous Kingdom Hearts games, they released on almost every platform except Xbox, for the most part. So it was never truly a PlayStation exclusive. But they did re-release all of the older Kingdom Hearts games exclusive to PS4. It's not that. It's the fact that none of the older games have ever been available for Xbox. Ever. At any point. There was none on the original Xbox, and there was none on the 360. The only Kingdom Hearts game that's going to be on an Xbox platform is Kingdom Hearts 3. So, if someone is buying Kingdom Hearts 3 for Xbox, that probably means they don't have a PlayStation 4. Otherwise, why wouldn't you just buy it for PS4 if you played all the older games on PlayStation? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, which means the people who are going to be buying Kingdom Hearts 3 for Xbox have most likely never played the original games, which means you will have no idea what the fuck's going on. Hell, I've played the previous Kingdom Hearts games, and I still don't know what the hell's going on completely. The plot is extremely convoluted. So you're going to have a bunch of Xbox gamers who are going to be playing this game who don't even know what the fuck's going on. And then they had the creator of Kingdom Hearts, or at least I think he was, or at least the director, and he needs to be translated because he doesn't speak English. So they were talking about Kingdom Hearts, and of course the crowd is being extremely rude. This was not the right setting for something like this. And not only that, why is Xbox even doing this type of interview for Kingdom Hearts? They were talking about how Square Enix and Disney got together to originally create the idea of Kingdom Hearts. Why was Xbox even doing this interview? Because, once again, as I just stated, none of the previous Kingdom Hearts games have ever been on Xbox. Ever! Which is also funny, because also in this same interview, they were talking about all the other Square Enix games that are going to be on Xbox and that are coming to Xbox. Like, they're starting to put older Final Fantasy games on Xbox, like 7, 8, 9, 10, and 13, even though it's a piece of garbage, but 13 is going to be backwards compatible on Xbox One, because it was on the 360. So, they could put all these older Final Fantasy games on there, but they can't put the Kingdom Hearts games on there? That is why Kingdom Hearts 3 being on Xbox makes absolutely no fucking sense to me. And I wish they would have ported the old Kingdom Hearts games to Xbox so that Xbox gamers can play the older games so they can at least have some background to the series. Honestly, the only thing I can think of is Square Enix threw a bunch of money at Microsoft. That's really the only thing I can think of. Or, excuse me, Microsoft threw a bunch of money to Square Enix. I apologize. Because this whole partnership makes absolutely no fucking sense. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Unless money was involved. But the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was cool. I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, so that was cool to see. And I can't wait for this game. I've been waiting for this game. I can't wait for it, but this was not the right setting. This was not the right setting. Microsoft, they finally showed Crackdown 3. Which, by the way, is coming out February 2019. As everyone thought would happen. But, of course, you had people like Aaron Doucheberg come on Twitter and go, "Oh, no, we never said Microsoft... We never said Crackdown was coming out in February. No, we never said that. We never said that," even though their website had a February 2019 release. Just saying. So, oh look, Aaron Doucheberg lied again. What a shocker. So it's coming out February 15th, I think. And it's funny because it was originally supposed to launch on the same day as, I think, Metro Exodus and Days Gone. It was going to be 3 huge games coming out on the same day. But of course, Days Gone got pushed back. It got delayed even further. Which is going to be funny because when Crackdown eventually comes out, and because it looks incredibly mediocre, it just does, Xbox fanboys are going to have nothing to blame on it. Because if Days Gone came out the same day as Crackdown 3, they would be blaming, the biased Sony media and Days Gone overshadowed Crackdown 3. Well, guess what? You can't say that now. And yes, they showed Crackdown 3. They finally showed some gameplay. And it looked a hell of a lot better than the gameplay that they showed earlier in the year at that other event that they showed it at, where they had all the celebrities play the game. I forgot what the event was. And that gameplay looked absolutely garbage. This looks better than garbage, but guess what? mediocre is better than garbage, but it's still mediocre. This looks incredibly bland, incredibly mediocre, doesn't look really that much different from the previous Crackdown games, and they added competitive multiplayer. Now, I know the previous games had co-op, but I don't think they ever had competitive multiplayer. At least I know the first game didn't. I never played the second game because I heard it was just painfully average. But I don't know if any of you saw this, but the auto-aim in Crackdown 3 is insane. It is insane. It looks like the auto-aim for Uncharted 4 that was in Angry Joe's review. You know, the auto-aim that was turned on that's supposed to be for special needs children and handicapped children, that insane auto-aim, that was the auto-aim in Crackdown 3. And that seems like it's a normal setting, which tells me that this game is intended for complete casuals. And of course, they also talked about, remember the power of the cloud, the destructive capabilities that the cloud will provide you for these games. And the destructibility in the game doesn't look any better than, say, a Battlefield or a Just Cause, which Just Cause 4 was also shown at this event. Destructibility is nothing new. It has been done in games before. Yet they were acting like it was a new fucking feature that has never been seen before. So, I don't know how well Crackdown 3 is going to do, but it doesn't look like complete garbage, so we'll see when the game releases this February, but I just don't see it faring that much better than just being another average game for Microsoft. So, okay, last but not least, from what I'm going to be talking about, and this is a perfect way to end this thing. This is a perfect way to end this shit show. That Major Nelson ad. That has to be one of the most cringiest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Actually, in fact, it would have to improve a lot just to be cringy. This was just... holy shit. Like, someone greenlit this. Think about this. Somebody greenlit that and said, yeah, that's awesome. Let's show that. That is great. What the fuck? Oh my god. Like, who in their right mind thought that was entertaining in the slightest? And not only that, what it was supposed to accomplish, telling you about the upcoming Black Friday sales that Microsoft was going to have, it went by so goddamn quick, you couldn't even tell. Because everything was just moving at a rapid pace. And not only that, Major Nelson was so fucking cringy, that was all you could think about watching that. So even though they talked about, like, say, Xbox One X is going to be $100 cheaper on Black Friday, they talked about that so quick, you wouldn't even know about it. And, of course, you're just focused on Major Nelson and all these weird-looking outfits and all these weird colors all over the place. That was fucking terrible. So, I know other stuff happened in this event, but like I said, a lot of it was stuff we already knew, and a lot of it was just really unimportant and uneventful. And this was 2 hours of my life that I'm never going to get back. Microsoft fucking blew it. They just fucking blew it with this event. And part of me, I've always been like, say I was kind of depressed when I would watch these Xbox events because I want Xbox to do better, or I wanted Xbox to do better. But at this point, honestly, it's kind of entertaining for me just to see how bad they are now, because it's clear to me that they don't want to improve. It's clear to me that they're set in their ways, and it's clear to me that fanboys are going to gobble all this up like it's no big deal. Like, all this is perfectly fine, and this is what they want. I've given Microsoft chance after chance after chance to hopefully improved, and they don't seem to care. So, to be perfectly honest, why the hell should I care enough to feel sorry for them? I mean, at this point, just them being bad is just entertaining to me in a way. So, if I had to grade this event, and this isn't trolling, this is not a trolling score, I would give it a 1 out of 10. And it would be a 0 out of 10 if they showed nothing, but they at least showed some stuff. So it gets a 1 out of 10 for me. So, alright, that is it. Let me know what you think about this video, and let me know what you thought about this X018 event. So, alright, have a good one.